2, 1.
Welcome to another edition of the MFFP. As
Another one.
always, it's John, owner of the Mouthpiece, with my co-host,
Raph, owner of the People's Champ.
People's Champ, baby, back at it. It's been a couple of weeks. We had we had Brady in the middle, dude. It's been almost half a season since we've done one of these, so it's gonna be good to go back.
I think I missed. So we typically do this, just so you guys know if you don't. We do this after group on Thursday nights. I think I was out of group, and then you were out of group.
And I was out of group.
So it just worked out to where
it's been a while.
Yeah.
So just quick, we have a pretty big schedule today. We're just going to kind of run through a recap of kind of the last 4 or 5 weeks, just kind of talking it out, looking at the playoff picture. We have a match, lock of the week and an upset of the week of the matchups. We'll do an updated playoff picture of who we kind of think shakes out at the end of it, and then we're going to give some midseason fantasy awards. It's halfway through the year now, kind of going into that late playoff
which is
push.
insane.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. We're in week 10. We're starting week 10. We got Vegas and Broncos. You know, Bo Nix throwing an interception right before we come on. Looks like Carlson's about to get a field goal attempt. So yeah, it's a good day. All right, moving right on in. We can recap the last couple of weeks, man. What kind of jumps out at you? Just kind of the last 4 or 5 weeks.
I think the biggest thing is the fact that Brandon keeps winning.
Real.
I feel like he's mucking up the playoff seeding as it currently stands, but I think he'll come back down to earth, and I think he wants to come back down to earth.
Yeah, dude started Marvin Mims. Like, what is this?
Which, I mean, I'm not mad at. But
of course you're not.
You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that. But I think that's been the biggest surprise. I've been trying to urge him to buy back in just because of how well his two pieces are doing, which is Amon-Ra and JT. So I think that's the biggest takeaway for me is just how well Brandon's been performing in spite of selling all his players. It feels like he just has a random that goes for 50 every week. So,
yeah, it's almost one of those things, man. Like it's so weird because that's how Brandon runs his team always. He only ever wants guys to start, and so even though they're randoms, they're his starters. So like he doesn't think about what matchup he's playing. He's just starting his starters, and it just is what it is. Like he hits a home run. So, yeah, it's definitely weird. It's mucking it up a little bit. We have 6 teams sitting at 5-4 currently. Only myself and Nick are better than that. So it kind of puts, we got 4 teams fighting, or 6 teams fighting for 4 spots.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it's 6. I think you have to include Cody at this point because Cody has won more games than he's supposed
he hates
to.
to hear
but I know he hates to hear it, but he's only 2 games out of it with 5 to go. And then Chris is right there too. Like Chris is 4-5 instead of 5-4. So we got 8 teams fighting for 4. Like, there's only 2 teams that I think are dead out, and that's Brian and Don. Brian and Don. So, like, I just think that, like, it is what it is, man. It's going to be kind of weird to kind of see this play out. Cody, I'm hoping for you, man. I want what's best for you. You can lose out. It's okay. I'm not mad at you.
Has there been a more competitive last 4 weeks of the league?
Last year was actually super competitive as well. Like, we don't really remember it as much, I think, but, like, I was almost not making the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was down to the wire, and then Bryce goes on a stupid, crazy run and gets in. It was wild last year. I don't think there was as many teams involved.
I don't think Bryce made it last year.
Or maybe he got made. No, I think he did.
He was in, and he lost like 4 straight to.
I thought Bryce was the one that got in, and Don was the one that got out because I tie-breaked him. Maybe I'm wrong. You could be right. But like it was nuts. Last year was a lie, but I don't think it was as many like grouped together. Like last year, I thought it was like I was in a spot where I felt like I was still one of the best teams and I was fighting to get in the playoffs, which is weird. Which I guess is kind of where PC's at because I know that's how he feels. Like he's got a great team and he's sitting at under 500, so he's got to fight to get in. But if he gets in, like watch out,
Yeah, he'll be scary, and that's the thing with fantasy, bro. You just got to get there because once you get there, it's one and done.
One and done. Doesn't matter. That's why I actually think the bye is such an important thing. Because you're at least guaranteed one, like you can have a bad one right there and it's still okay. Whereas if you got to fight your way all the way in, it's a tough way to go.
Yeah. So playoff seeding last year was me 1, Brady 2, Kittle, that's PC, was 3, Cliff was 4, Nick was 5, you were 6.
So Bryce did get out. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and last year, looking at how it shaped out, there were 1, 2, 3, 4. 7-7 teams.
Yes. I won and that's the only reason I got in. That's why Don didn't get in. Because it was like the breakdown of what it was. Like somebody, I think it was Cliff beat all of us. And then Nick was the next one, and Nick had beaten me and Don. So then it was just me and Don, and then it was just like I had beaten Don, I think, or something. Like literally, like the tiebreaker went down to where it was like literally pop, 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 and they just got lucky.
Yeah, I think we'll see some version of that this year too, with all of us being 5-4 in that cluster.
Yeah, too many teams are there, and honestly, like no one's safe. Like even Nick, I would even say me, like I'm 2 ahead of Bryce. Like if Bryce goes on a run, I could get caught. I might not fall out of the playoffs, but I could get caught for the division. Could get caught for one of the 2 top seeds. Like Nick is 1 game ahead of you and Cliff, and you don't know what that looks like. The division hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
So like if one of y'all happen to drop one or something, you just don't know. And Nick's got me this week. Like not saying I'm going to win, but I mean, arguably you could look at 3 teams at the top next week, all at the same division, all at the same record. So I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think the craziest thing so far the last couple of weeks is the biggest surprise, because I think we both left him for dead, is Cliff has won 4 in a row. Like, I mean, just is what it is. We just keep talking about it, and we've said it consistently.
The perennial sleeper.
The perennial sleeper, and he just somehow finds a way to win games, and he's rattled off 4 in a row. So, and that's after trading away his 2 best pieces this year. Well, 2 of the better pieces this year to get Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, again, the Troy Franklin thing, dude. Where did that is wild. The fact that dude it's like Cedric Tillman was for him last year. It's crazy. He's the guy that caught the touchdown right there.
Yeah.
3 for 22 and a tutty. So he's already got 12.
No, that is insane. I really needed you to beat him.
Yeah, I was just celebrating my smack up of Brady, and then it just is what it is. I needed my get
violence.
I needed my get back, bro. I needed my get back. I couldn't handle, needed a little get back. It's fine. All right, so that's kind of been the recap and like what we're looking forward to. We did have some upsets and stuff. To be fair, we just didn't deep dive because it was kind of a last minute thing as far as what we were gonna talk about there. It's just so much to cover. So we're going to move on to this week. We'll go to matchups of the week. We'll take a lock and an upset. Give me your lock first. Maybe a little easier.
Lock of the week, and I try not to be as obvious because people like Bryce is playing Brian. I'm not going to pick Bryce to be a lock. So I'm going to go a little more intricate, nuanced here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take you over Nick.
Okay.
I'm going to take you over Nick.
Why is that? What's the thought process?
Yeah, just because, like I said, it's I could go a lot easier of a route there.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think your team's on like that high, man. Like you're catching that wave right when you need to. I don't know. I just got a feeling that you're just gonna beat him this week.
I like it. I love my team currently. I would love to. You can always add pieces and stuff, but it's always like interesting to shake out. It's weird because I'm not quite as deep, I think, as like dudes, but I'm still pretty deep. It's just it's just fun to watch it shake out. Like the injuries and stuff have been okay. Like I survived the Garrett Wilson injury. Now Judkins is back, hopefully good to go, and it'll be interesting. It's cool I get to start Jackson Dart finally though. It's actually kind of cool to.
Yeah, you start him the 1 week that Mahomes is on bye.
Yeah. It's a good one.
But no, I think what I have confidence in is just the names that you have and how well they've been performing. Like Drake London actually looks like the guy you drafted him
to be. It's been amazing.
And like he has players that are playing well, like Rico and the tight end for the Chargers, Gadsden. Like those guys have been great.
In multiple leagues.
I think what bodes well for my confidence in this matchup is just the consistency of your players versus the pop of some of Nick's. So
yeah. I agree. Lock of the week. I'm gonna take. Yeah, I mean you didn't go obvious, so I will. I'll take PC over Don. I'll take the real lock. PC needs it.
Yeah, can you imagine?
He needs this real bad, and that's my lock. I'm just gonna take it out front and get it out the way now. So. Yeah, for all the reasons everybody understands and knows. All right, so upset of the week here. I'm gonna take. Let's see.
I can give you mine if you want to think.
Yeah,
about it.
You go ahead.
I'm gonna take Cliff over Brady.
Oh, it's literally what I was looking at right now.
I'm gonna take Cliff over Brady, and I'm not even sure you can call that too much of an upset.
Well, projection-wise, it was. So
he
started. His projection to start the day was 145 to 166. So it is an upset.
Yeah.
Again, though, Benito's got 10 points as a defensive end already in the first half, and
Right.
Franklin's got 11 and a half. So he's off to a good start.
Yeah.
He's playing. Brady's playing the hottest team in the league right now. That's. I don't think that's a very crazy thing to say.
Yeah. And I think Cliff's hitting on some guys, or some guys are hitting for Cliff. Like Charbonnet, I feel like the backfield is going more in his direction than Walker's, which who really knows why.
Yeah.
Manun guy is just.
You just don't know. I mean, Swift is supposed to be back, but you don't know what that looks like now going forward.
Yeah. And then who knows? I feel like the Vikings, they feed Addison a lot.
Yeah.
So he could very well outscore Jefferson in a given week.
Yeah.
And Harrison looks great with Brissett back there. So, I mean, yeah, I think Cliff has a great chance to upset Brady this week.
Man, I don't even have – what's crazy is I only think that there are really, like, 2 close matchups. I think it's me and Nick and then Brady and Cliff. I don't think there are very many other, like, matchups that, like, scare you.
Yeah.
I mean, even the potential of the upset. I mean, I guess you took the one I'm not going to take. I'm not going to pick against myself. I unfortunately have to pick against you. I'm going to say it's Brandon. I guess if I'm going to pick one, I know he started Mims, which whatever. But again, if he has a guy to pop off, he's got a pretty favorable matchup with Amon-Ra and JT. Herbert's playing a bad Pittsburgh team too, so I mean, he's got a chance. I don't love it, but that's the one I'll go with. I probably would have picked Cliff just straight up. Sorry, Brady. But all right, so that's our matchups. We're going to move on to the playoff pictures. This is what's going to be kind of fun. We're going to kind of delve into a little bit of all the things involved. First thing we're going to talk about is who do you think can make a run that's not currently in the playoffs? So, like, what does that look like?
So what's the seeding look like as of now?
So the 6 seed is you. The 5 seed is Brandon. The 4 seed is Brady. The 3 is John. I am the 1. Nick is the 2. So PC's out. Bryce is out. Cliff is out. Those are the 3 that would be out currently that we kind of said. I mean, Cody technically is 10, but I know that we, Cody don't want to be in, so I'm going to not include him in the option. I'm not putting that in the universe for you, Cody. Yeah. I'm going to keep it on the other.
I think the 2 teams, and I think this is pretty obvious. The 2 teams that have the best chance of, I don't know, maybe I'll take that back as far as obvious. I was going to say Cliff and Chris, but Bryce is hanging out right there at 5 and 4. I mean, who knows, man? There's a lot that can happen. There's a lot of people in that 5 and 4 range. So, but if I had to bet money on as far as who would make a run to get in, if I had to pick one specific person, I would pick Chris.
Yeah, I would agree. It's wild to say this, but I think that him and Bryce could actually play for the final spot.
Yeah.
It could matter more, right? Like me, I think I played PC last. Well, actually, I'm gonna look at it before I say that. But like the last week of the year is week 14, right?
And Bryce is in your division.
Bryce, correct. So I played Bryce the last week of the year. When do they play? They play week 13, I believe. That's right.
Yeah. So that'll be a huge matchup for them.
Yes. So week 13, the second to last week of the year, I think is arguably going to be playing into the 6th seed. Because then Chris has to turn around and play me. So like he could. I'm not saying I'm going to win, but like you don't want that to be the one that gets you in or out, right? Whereas like you can control your own destiny a little bit with that one because the 5 and 4s at the top, they have to beat each other.
Yeah.
Like you have to play Cliff. Cliff has to play Nick. And then vice versa. All 3 of y'all have to play each other. And then the same thing in the middle. John's got to play Brandon. Brandon's got to play Brady. And all of them got to play each other. And then it's me, the same thing. Everybody's got one kind of bottom barrel and everybody else is kind of fighting for the playoffs. So I think that's what's made it great so far is the divisions are all split pretty evenly from the record-wise. I think if I had to say who's going to make a run that's currently out, I would say it's PC for sure. But I would say I think Chris gets in. I think it's more interesting on who potentially falls out. Like Bryce could get in. I like Bryce's team more than I like Cliff's team. And now Cliff's got Jamar and all that stuff, but like I like Bryce's team a little bit more than I like Cliff's team, and I think they both could get in.
Yeah.
I think Bryce and Chris could both get in.
If that's the case, who do you see falling out?
I see Cliff going out, and I think Brandon falls out.
Right, but Cliff's not in there currently. So two of the people.
Oh, you're right. So who's the? So it's Brandon's the one that would fall, and then I guess that would be it. It's the only one of them could get in. You're right. Yeah, so that
you
would
don't
be
see
it.
any of the other 5 potentially exiting?
I really don't. I think the only way it could happen is if
Jalen Hurts gets injured.
I really think it's more about Brady and or John losing to Brandon. I think if one of them found a way to lose to Brandon and then lost to the other person, they could find their way out. Because that's possible. You know what I'm saying? But like looking at it from teams, Brandon's not trying to win. He's not losing, I guess, on purpose, but he's not trying to win. And then Cliff could do the same thing to you guys. Like if Cliff finds a way to beat you and then you lose to Nick, then that puts you in a hard spot because now you're sitting at where you're losing 2 of those games that mean more.
Yeah, I don't control my destiny at that point.
Right. And I think even Nick, I don't think Nick can fall out, but Nick is still vulnerable too from the same sense. Like Nick has to play me this week. So if Nick were to lose, again, this is all the worst case scenarios, but if Nick were to lose, then he's got to play you and Cliff. If he finds a way to lose to Cliff and he loses that, you lose 3 of the last 6 or last 5, you find your way out with how close it is, So like Cliff is the 8 at 5-4. He's only 1 game back. If Nick could very easily find his way out as well.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think the only truly, and this is not because it's me, I think the only person that's a lock to make it is me. And that's only because I happen to be 2 games up of the plunder of what's going on.
Yeah.
And I think it's the only arguably the safe of the other way. I think everybody else is vulnerable. And still, I'm not safe. I'm not in. But if I had to pick one to say, hey, you're going to be in, I think it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would say, I think it's going to be real interesting. It's going to be real fun. I would stick with my original 6 people though. If I was saying what it was, I think it's you and Nick. You and Nick get in at the top. I think it's John and Brady in the middle, and then I think it's me and Chris at the bottom. I'm gonna stick with my original 6. I don't think it changes, but it's gonna be real fun to watch it play out. This is the most competitive it's been to get in. I think through the history of the MFFL. I think this is the most competitive it is to get in. All right, so here we go. We'll take a look at this. Talking about kind of those runs and who do you think will buy in to make the run? Will they, and then should they? And maybe what a team you like to do that.
I don't think anybody's going to buy in at this point. Like I mentioned earlier, I've been trying to influence Brandon to buy in just because I think it makes the league a little more interesting.
Right.
Especially since he has JT, and historically running backs haven't gone for back-to-back
big
RB1 seasons.
I would agree.
For example, Saquon.
Right.
So I don't think JT has another year as good as this year. So having Brandon utilize that year, like I said, just makes the league more interesting. But I think the competition is what it is. I think whoever is trying to win is trying to win. Whoever's trying to lose is trying to lose. I don't think you'll see any buy-ins. But if I wanted someone to buy in, it would be Brandon. How about yourself?
I think the trade deadline is so late that I could see Cliff trying to buy in based on his performance over the next 2 weeks. I think that he shipped being okay with it not working out, and then he's won still. So if Cliff were to win, say this one, say he wins this one, right? He's playing Brady, right?
Mm-hmm.
So say he upsets Brady. Now he's sitting at 6-4. He could arguably be in the division lead. You know what I'm saying? So does he then try to go buy in from somebody to get and it doesn't have to be a major piece. I'm just going to look at, he could go get Ramondre Stevenson. Jacoby Myers now in Jacksonville could be a piece that you could go get from Don, right? Don, now those 2 players kind of have a little bit of potential to be moved. Brian, I don't know that has any of those guys really out there, but Khalil Shakir could be got probably, and he probably could start for other people. Hunter Henry's another guy. He's tight end 11 right now. You probably could get for a cheaper price. I don't think we see a true buy-in.
Yeah.
that we've seen in the past where, like I've bought Josh Jacobs and Chris Godwin in the past at the trade deadline, right? Like I don't think that that's it because I think you're right. I think the people that are like not tanking, but have basically said, hey, I'm done for the year. I'm looking forward to next year and the assets. I think that those people have already moved their players and they aren't really like looking to move a bunch of other guys. And I don't think there's a lot of those available. The only way I could see it maybe happen is if there's an injury, like maybe somebody pops up. But I think if I had to say somebody's going to buy in, I think it would be Cliff. I think Cliff would just figure out a way. And maybe it's moving Malik Neighbors. Maybe it's a multi-team trade. I don't really know. But that would be the guy I could see.
And I think he has a first next year, so I think that
he has enough assets there. Yeah,
right. He can entice a trade for sure.
Bryce would be the other guy, but I don't know that Bryce has enough to move to like make a big enough impact on his roster. And he may not think he needs one, and I don't think that he does. Like Breece Hall, DeAndre Swift, Puka Nacua, Nico, Chris Olave. He gets Javonte back in that, so he'll have Javonte, and he's starting Cade Otton, but that's not his normal starter. He's got T.J. Hawkinson. So like, I'd argue that Bryce's team is maybe one of the best 6 teams. Like that roster is very, very good. It's a really good roster. So I could see Bryce sneaking in. I could see Bryce making some upsets and figuring out and getting in. It's a big time roster. So that is the buy-in, make a run. Then we'll see. Do you think we'll see a big trade? Like, does somebody sell? I know we kind of talked about it a little bit, but do you see?
I don't think so. I think you see a lot of what's happened the last 4 trades. It's just a lot of nickel and diamond. This person needs a lower level receiver to start because someone's on bye. This person needs a position fill, etc. I don't think you'll see big names get traded. Unless Cliff. I think Cliff is probably most likely just because of the buy-in to obtain or trade a big name.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's, again, the only person I think could. And the biggest name out there, I think, is Malik Neighbors because he doesn't help him win right now. So if he could get enough back in return by moving that guy, then it could make sense. But again, you traded the win now to get him, so I'm not sure that he wants to do that anyway. Yeah. That's a good one. All right, so moving into kind of the last final segment, we got mid-season fantasy awards. We're going to start. We have 3 of these to give out. These are just based on current fantasy stuff. So we're going to give out the biggest bust award of the year. So biggest bust, drafted wherever, been a real disappointment. And we won't, for sake, we will not include the injury part of it. Right, like we could name Malik Neighbors. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about guys that went that have been healthy.
Talking teams when we put it together. Like bust of a team.
Oh, we could do that too. I'm not mad at that.
I was just going players. And person.
I could do that.
Team and player.
Okay, I'm in for that. So we'll start. What do you want to start with?
We'll start team.
All right, team. So biggest bust of the year as a team so far.
And I won't be too spicy because I'm going to pick myself as bust of a team just because of the ascent from where I've fallen from last year to this year, which I haven't. In the rut of this season, before I made the 18 trade, my roster was the exact same as it was last year. Mm-hmm. So I purposely didn't make any moves because I thought my roster was good enough to carry me at least a couple more years. And then things just happened. I have the same amount of losses now currently that I do the last 2 years combined. So I thought that was interesting.
I know that exact feeling because I did the exact same thing last year. Yeah. Like I went from the big run. I lose. You got a championship. I didn't, right? But the next year I had essentially the same roster and I snuck into the playoffs at 7.
Right. And that's what it feels like I'm going to have to do is sneak into the playoffs. I'm currently sitting in the 6th seed.
It's wild.
I was destroying the league essentially last
Couldn't
year.
Be touched last year because Philly wins a Super Bowl, right? And then now it's not even that they're playing bad. Like it's crazy. Like Saquon is still a top 10 running back in fantasy and he's biggest disappointment or biggest bust of the year would be, I know he hates me when I say it's got to be PC, right? Like it's so funny. I mean, he's under 500. I don't think it ends this way, but right now, currently stating it has to be PC.
He just shook his head.
I know. He just turned it off. He just paused the pipes, and I cannot believe the blasphemy that is happening. Like I don't even. Again, I think he gets in. I think his team is good. I think all of the right things. But right now, he's 4 and 5 under 500 with a top 3 roster in the league. That's what I think. I think his team is a top 3, maybe the top 2. It might even be the best. Like. his roster is legit, and they're 4-5. So that's not even on him. I think it's luck currently the bust. It's the luck of the draw, man. He's got the second most points against behind Brady and right in front of you. So it's just kind of the way the cookie crumbles in that stuff sometimes. It's just, I think that team has been the biggest bust so far. So then we'll go into, you want to go individual player right here, biggest bust?
Yeah, we'll go individual player.
All right, so biggest bust of a player so far.
I'm going to pick one of my players. It got to be A.J. Brown, bro.
I was going to say it's got to be on that list. He's got to be on that list somewhere.
But I think the outlook for him is positive. I mean, the last 2 games that he played were good. I mean, 31 points, and I mean, before that, he had a 40-point game. 9 targets, though, 80 yards receiving. So, I mean, I think the trend, especially coming off the bye for them, is positive. But I think if you drafted him, especially in redraft, you expected him to be at least a top 10 guy. Right now, he's sitting at wide receiver 40, I think.
Yep.
Let's see. Where's he at?
He might even be lower than that. It's rough.
39. Wide receiver 39.
Yep.
So I think he I don't even know who else would top the list. Again, I'm biased because he's on my team, so I felt the bust. But who would you say? I
actually had a player reminded, and I just looked him up, and that's wrong. So I can't name that player. I will go with the heck. I really want to say this guy too, but I don't really want to do that either. I'm trying to think of guys that I would have taken in like the first or second round that would have been kind of bust. Might even be a guy on my roster. Let's find out. I'll take a player on my roster. It's not going to be as big for everybody else. The biggest bust so far this year has been Caleb Johnson. Like, that guy went in the back end of first round fantasy drafts, and he was a guy that I really liked and I still really like, and thought that he could have been a top 15, 20 running back going into the year for sure. Like, even if he split last year, like they did, and he's been nothing. They won't even give him the ball.
Yeah.
Like, it is blowing my mind that he has been this uninvolved. Like, I'm not mad if you have bad performances. I'm not mad at, like, you're not scoring what I kind of think. Like, he's been uninvolved, which is wild to me. Like, I think that is just crazy. Like, you invested a pretty high draft pick on that guy, and just everything that everybody talked about going in was, like, how good he was and all the things. Like, he had good film and he had good tape, and it just doesn't matter. Like, he's been rough. And he's just uninvolved. I don't even know how good he is. And I'd even pick the other guy on my team is TreVeyon Henderson. Like, I'll take both rookie running backs.
Yeah.
Like, both, same thing. That guy, he's running back 36 right now. That guy was projected, everybody talked about the Jahmyr Gibbs stuff, which, like, was the comp. And again, they just won't give him the foot. Like, how does Ramondre Stevenson get hurt and we still don't give the ball to TreVeyon Henderson? Like, I am just befuddled on how we don't give this dude the ball. Like, it's weird to me. It truly blows my mind. That would be the 2 busts.
Yeah. I think an honorable mention, too, is Nico Collins.
Yeah.
I believe he was hurt, though.
Yeah, he's been a little bit hurt, but I think that even before that, his numbers haven't been super great. I agree. I tried to move him in another league. I had him, and he's been a little wild. And I'll even say my honorable mention would be I actually think Baker Mayfield. So he's actually outside the top 15 in quarterbacks right now, or he is 15.
Really?
Yeah, and, like, he finished QB3 last year. So I know he hasn't had
Mike up at the beginning of the league.
Yeah, so he did it, and then he's kind of fallen off, at least in the other league that I had. Let me see what he's listed at for Cliff. He's 14 right now in our league. So I know that's with a bye in there. Last week he had the bye, but the week before that it was 4. The week before that it was 13. So, like, he's probably somewhere closer to 10. But, I mean, you drafted him as the sleeper pick, and he's in the middle of the pack. That doesn't feel as good.
Yeah.
In redraft anyway. So now we'll move on to the biggest surprise of the year. So just most improved or biggest surprise. Who's the guy you hit late? Who's the Puka Nacua of the year? Oh. We can start with player. Okay. We'll start with player. I mean, we'll start with team because I know that's what you had decided. So we'll go with team.
Biggest surprise of the year. I think it has to be John Elkins.
Oh, you went negatively, I think. You went negatively or positively there?
I didn't think he'd be, and not even that he's blowing everybody out the water, but I didn't think his team would be performing as well as it is currently.
Okay.
So I think that's positive.
Yes. Okay. Well, he's 5-4. That's kind of what I was going at. Like, he is the second most points scored.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah, I'm going John.
Third most.
I think the trade obviously he made with Cliff helps that, but he's deep, man, and a lot of his patience is just paying off currently. He hit on Emeka. A lot of the stuff we talked about in previous pods. He got Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers dropped a 50-piece on me last week.
He did.
So just,
I
think he's the biggest surprise.
Of bad too.
Especially weathering even weathering the storm of some of the players that he has, like BTJ.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody expected. That's another guy who probably should have
been on the biggest.
He probably been. He should have been one.
He is one. Yes.
He should have been one.
He's one.
He's wide receiver 43 right now.
We both change our answer. It's
Yeah,
BTJ.
it's
not
BTJ.
It's not a close conversation.
It's BTJ for sure. And so
I got Garrett Wilson in the first for that bum. Anyway, sorry. Not from this league. My bad.
But yeah, just being able to weather the storm of some of his bad luck and still perform. And also, like I said, his patience is paying off. I think he's the biggest surprise so far.
I'm in there. I think that's probably a really good thing. Give him credit because he really has weathered the storm. Like Amari and Hampton's been out.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson was hurt even though he made that trade late. He's got a bunch of guys that have been hurt all year. Chuba got hurt. But he did it on the Daniel Jones stuff a little bit. Bucky's been hurt throughout the year. BTJ's had a bad year. Rasheed was suspended the first 6. Now he's on bye. So, yeah, I agree. I think that the fact that he's still almost the second leading scorer is pretty impressive. I mean, my surprise of the year is I'm going to say it's Bryce. I think Bryce's team from a roster perspective from year one, last year to this year, I think is just insane. I know he made the big trade with me and everybody hated on it, but like it going into the year, I didn't think Bryce had a chance of anything. Like I just didn't. But DeAndre Swift turns out to be good. He makes the trade for Brees and Olave. He's got Puka doing all world things. Nico has not been as good. His biggest problem right now is a quarterback. You could maybe see that move. Yeah. You know, like he doesn't have anybody that you feel good about starting. Bryce, I have 4 starting quarterbacks. You can come get any of them if you'd like. He now has Tyrone Tracy as well. So, like, also going to make him a little deeper to make this run. I think Bryce has been the biggest surprise being this good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's where I'll go for team. So, what's the biggest surprise? Of player. Who's the player?
Biggest surprise.
Who's the one we hit late round? This is going to be a league winner type guy. Maybe even undrafted, honestly. Yeah.
I think the 2 guys that come to mind, and one of them didn't have as good as a week last week, but it's Kamani Vidal and Javonte Williams. I think those 2 guys are league winners.
I think Javonte is definitely the biggest surprise so far this year. Yeah. I won't take it, but that's the guy I would have said as well.
Yeah, those are the 2 guys that come to mind. Just nobody drafted Kamani Vidal in redraft. You just kind of picked him up and hope you got him and hope he performed as well as he's performing. And then Javonte Williams, I don't think anybody saw him being a top 10 guy.
No.
And he's currently RB6.
Yes. He's been crushing it. Javonte is definitely on that list. I'm actually going to say, I'm going to give Brady some love here. I think it's George Pickens. I think George Pickens has to be on that list. I know that CD was down, but even with CD being down in the last few weeks, he still put up good numbers.
Yeah.
And George Pickens is the reason I think that he's been relevant. Like, I think he's kept Brady really afloat and kept him going here. I mean, he's currently wide receiver 5.
Oh, I got another surprise.
Who I'm in. Sign me up.
Got another surprise, and that's Michael Pittman.
Pittman's been a dog.
That's Michael Pittman.
Pittman's been a dog.
When I traded for Michael Pittman, I didn't expect him to be the player he is now.
I said it going into the year, though, man. Like, what sucks is that I just wish Indy would have said something about the Daniel Jones stuff. Like, I would have drafted Tyler Warren higher in dynasty leagues had I known it was Daniel Jones.
Right.
Like, I didn't want any part of Anthony Richardson. I want no part of that. But Daniel Jones, even if he's not as good as he's been, which he's been phenomenal, even if he's half of what he's been, I'll still take Tyler Warren because of that. Even with Jonathan Taylor, like, those things go up in value because you have even if it's a middle of the road guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jared Goff to Anthony Richardson in Detroit is vastly different on how you approach all of those guys in Detroit, right? So I just think that that's a good one. Like, Yeah, I think JT is arguably on the list, even though you probably got him in this late second round.
Yeah.
He's RB1 right now. So JT's a guy.
Yeah, basically anybody in that Colts offense is
I think is
a huge surprise.
Yeah.
But what made me nervous, like I had a lot of potential to lose that trade when I made the trade for Michael Pittman because I traded Pacheco for him, which a lot of y'all didn't even like to trade on my behalf. But looking at it now, the fact that Pittman has had the opportunity that Daniel Jones has provided, that he's currently wide receiver 6, I think is a huge surprise.
That's been the biggest. Is that not, this is totally off topic, this is random. Is that not the biggest fantasy downfall of recent memory?
Isaiah Pacheco, definitely.
Yes. Like hype to real. Like the hype for that guy going into last season was Saquon Barkley. Like the hype was RB1.
Yeah.
And now you traded him for, like, before Daniel Jones was announced, you traded him for Michael Pittman that people thought you lost the trade.
Yeah.
And now he just got traded for, what was the last one that he made with Brady? It was
it's like a third or fourth.
It was like nothing. I'm like, dude, you couldn't buy this dude high enough.
Yeah, when I paid for him,
yes,
the price was,
you paid the premium.
I traded Nico Collins and got Pacheco and Deontay Johnson in return.
Yeah. Like, wow.
So I would obviously rather have Nico Collins.
Obviously. I'm going on record. I was the guy that said pump the brakes on Isaiah Pacheco. I did not say he would do this. I didn't think he would be irrelevant. But I told PC was in that a lot. Like he was in that go get him. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, you're gonna pay the premium here, and you're gonna hate that you paid the premium for him. Like he's not, and even if he were to work out decently, he's just, the price that dude had been driven up to was insane. In particular in this league. Like it was just nuts.
I'm happy I got off when I did. And that's kind of what I first saw, is that something would happen again and he would be rendered useless and I wouldn't get anything for him. So I don't think you couldn't trade, like Brady couldn't offer me Michael Pittman for Pacheco right now. I would not accept that.
No way.
So like,
yes, it's a win for you.
Yeah. On the downfall of Pacheco, I cut my losses.
Yeah, you were 3/4 of the way up the mountain when you cut the losses, right? Like you getting Michael Pittman out. Even if Michael Pittman isn't what he is now, he was still a top 25 guy. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's still a good value trade in that spot for what Pacheco ends up being.
Yeah. Rest in peace, the big splash.
Yeah, the big splash. All right, moving on to the last ones. We have the MVP. So we have the MVP team, and then we have the MVP. Who is the MVP of the season currently?
So team, I think it has to be you, just because you're the only one I feel like has really separated themselves from the pack. Everyone else is, like the theme of this podcast has been, in this crunch of having to win and hoping things fall in their favor. So with that being said, I think you separating yourself and distinguishing yourself from the pack makes you the MVP of the league for sure. Yeah,
I agree. Just to get into the number part of it, I'm outscoring the next closest league mate by 16 points a game. So it's a lot.
Yeah, like, what's that? So the second,
it's 195 to Chris. So 195 is me. Chris is 179. Almost 180. But I'm the only guy in the 190s. I'm the only guy in the 180s.
That hurts to see that Chris is the second highest scoring team in the league.
And he's 4-5. I'm telling you, that's what I keep saying. I'm like, he has to be the disappointment based on the record, not based on the team. Like, his team is, he's the second highest scoring person in the league. Like, he's also the second highest points against. That's kind of how it goes. That's always the determining factor for me, is just that points against. Like, if you have points against, it's a tough year, man. Like, it's just the way it goes. Cody, I think, is the least points. Cody's got the second least points against. That's why he's got 3 wins. Yeah. Everybody's just like, Cody, we're going to give you a win here. It's like, we're going to, going to hurt your chances. It's the deal. I think I agree. I don't know if that's going to be the case again, but it is what it is currently. All right, so MVP. Who's the MVP of the league right now? Player-wise.
Has to be JT.
Okay.
I feel like every time you watch a Colts game, this dude is running into the end zone. It feels like every quarter this guy is scoring a touchdown, and I'm watching him do that little shimmy.
Yeah, good. Do you think?
Shake that he's doing into the end zone. Mm-hmm. So I feel like JT, with him being RB1 and how he's doing it, I feel like he's having a better year than Saquon is or had last year. And it could be recency bias, but I just feel like that when I turn on the tape or watch the game, that, like I said, this dude is just always in the end zone.
Yeah, he's been crushing it. I'm gonna put a little damper on that though. I'm gonna put a damper twice, and I am gonna It's my own team, but it is what it is. I'm taking Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes is QB1 currently. He's currently averaging.
He's QB1 right now?
QB1, buddy.
Oh, interesting.
QB Uno. It helps when Lamar gets hurt, obviously. Like, no, I don't want him to get hurt, but that's what helps that situation. He is QB1. He's currently outscoring per game. The third place guy is Justin Herbert. He's outscoring him by almost a full point. Josh Allen is in second, only beating him by a little bit, like 0.3 of a point. But he's my MVP because I think that's the biggest difference. Like, the team having QB1 or QB3 is the difference between me being arguably in the middle of the pack and me being where I'm at. And then just to put a little damper on the JT love, hype, all that stuff, I do currently have the other guy that everybody forgets about. Christian McCaffrey is currently averaging 25.9. JT's averaging 26. So, like, everybody loves the JT love, and I'm about it because I think JT is crushing it, right? 26 points a game is insane.
Yeah.
CNC is doing the exact same thing. So, like, those would be the two MVPs for me, and they just happen to both be on my roster. But I think the Patty Mahomes thing for me is a bigger deal. I think most people took Pat Mahomes right around the time, like in redraft, he was going right around the time you were getting Baker.
Yeah.
So you either got QB 14 currently, or you got QB1.
Yeah.
It's a big gap for the same guy that you're taking.
Right.
Whereas like Christian McCaffrey, you had to take that guy. If you took him at the end of round 1, basically. Maybe you got him at the first pick of round 2, which is the same thing.
You took him in hope.
You took him in hope this is who he was.
Yeah.
Whereas like Pat Mahomes, you're like, all right, I know he's going to be QB, probably 7 to 10 range, and feel good about that and be okay with it. And he's QB1, right. So it's worked out okay. So that would be my MVP so far is Mr. QB1. Honorable mention there though is Ferguson. I think that Jake Ferguson has been an absolute animal.
Yeah.
He's had the last couple of weeks. The last 2 has not been as great, but I think he's been a league winner for guys. I could see him being the MVP.
Yeah, him and Kraft are the reason that
Cody won a bunch of
3
their
wins.
games. Yeah, I would agree. And arguably Goddard as well. Goddard's had a good one. But yeah. Forget anything? Good. Round it out. So that is
that's a pod, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a pod. That's it for another edition of the MFFP. Looking forward to another great week. Gonna get at it. This Thursday game's getting to the fourth quarter. Still 7-7. Glad I don't have any of these guys playing in this league currently. But yeah, man, always good. Appreciate you sitting down, getting another one in. And
appreciate you, boss.
Until next time, fellas.
Until
Peace.
Next time. Signing off.